I'm going to be saying this often, but we have to remember we can only simplify, and underneath there I have in brackets cancel, because that's often when we talk about when things go away, we go choo choo and cancel them out. We can only do that if we are multiplying. So that often means we have to change things to factors. We have to factor first. In our first couple of examples, everything is factored for us, so life is easy. Okay? We also important to remember all of your fraction rules. We're going to be dividing, we're going to be multiplying. So how do you multiply fractions? You multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. How do we divide fractions? We keep the first fraction the same, change to multiplying, and flip that second fraction. Kentucky Chicken Fried, is that what you said yesterday? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Beck.
I shouldn't have said that. Now I'm already hungry and it's still an hour to lunch. And I don't even have chicken. It's just not looking good.
I'm not going to drive over to Unicity and get some Kentucky.
Don't say that. Now. Okay. I'll try to refrain from just leaving during class and coming back to chicken.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would all love that.
Maybe not all of us. Vast majority probably.
Vast majority. Thank you. To clarify. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to rewrite everything. 2a over 9, multiply, which is important. And here we have 3b squared over 5a squared. These are all monomials. Everything is multiplied together. And I'm going to color code things here. I'm going to start with purple. I'm going to start looking at the numbers. So if we look at the numbers in a, there we go. If we look at the numbers in a, 2 over 9 can't be simplified. 3 over 5 can't be simplified. But you're not restricted to only your fractions that are in each of their respective fractions. You can look across and go, hey, I can simplify the fraction 3 over 9. 3 over 9, I'll stroke them both out, would reduce to 1 over 3. So if we have a fraction either within its respective fraction or any numbers in the top anywhere with numbers in the bottom anywhere, and then again, we can only do this if we're multiplying, then we can simplify. So I checked the 2 and the 5, it doesn't simplify. Next, look at our variables. I'm going to change the colors to keep things neat so you can follow what canceled with what. I'm going to look at my variables. I have a's in my numerator and I have a's in my denominator. That means they're going to simplify. This a is going to get canceled out, but it'll only cancel out with one of these, so I'm going to stroke out the exponent and change that exponent to a 1, because one of them got canceled with the a, or simplified with the a on top. You'll sometimes hear some teachers say, oh, you should never use the word cancel, because they're technically simplifying. And sometimes people think cancels makes zeros. No, they don't make zeros. But it's sort of, when things go away completely, you kind of, the word cancel comes up. So I don't think it's bad to be introduced to it. As long as you're aware of what it means, you're going to be fine. Okay, so now let's see what is left. Because I looked on the top, I have a b on the top, but I didn't have b's on the bottom. So you can draw my fraction. What's left in my numerator with numbers? I have 2 times 1. Well, that's going to be 2. And my variables, a is gone. So I just have b squared. And on the bottom, I have 3 times 5. That'll make 15. And my only variable is an a, and I only have one of them. I don't need to have the exponent. I don't have to write a little 1 there. It's kind of implied when you don't write it. This is simplified. Okay, I double checked. The 2 over 15 can't be simplified. I have no variables or no factors on the top that match with factors on the bottom. If you look at the bottom, your textbook also lists the non-permissible values. And I told you before that if I ask you on a quiz or a test, I'll be like, and list the non-permissible values. So if you wrote just this, I would give you full marks for this kind of question. But we'll list them just to practice. We have to check everywhere that we're dividing that has variables. So the first one just had a 9 on the bottom, no non-permissible values. But the second one has an a on the bottom that tells us that a can't equal 0, because then that would cause us to divide by 0. Again, we'll do the same thing in b. I'll rewrite the questions. And again, this one's nice that they have everything factored already. And it's multiplying already. In the first one, I did numbers first. In the second one, I'm going to do what you will naturally do first. So I'm going to take out my red pen for canceling out. If you see that you are multiplying and you have factors that are identical, you're going to cancel them out. Like I have an x plus 2 here. It's going to cancel out with that x plus 2 on the bottom. You would do that first. Before you probably looked at the numbers if they could simplify. You're going to first look, what are the things that are easiest to simplify? Hey, I have x squared on the top. Do you see that you have x times x, which is technically x squared on the bottom? I would do that right away. Cancel out what's obvious. Next, and now I'm going to change. I've done all the obvious things, so now I'm going to look at my numbers. 2 over 3 can't simplify. 5 over 8 can't simplify. Oh, but 2 over 8, that could simplify. Can you see that 2 and 8, if I sort those out, that reduces to 1 over 4. Other combinations. The 3 and the 5, no, that doesn't simplify. So I think I have everything. When you think you have everything, you could write out your new answer. So how do we multiply fractions? We multiply everything across the top. What about numbers? I have 1 times 5. That's going to be 5. What about factors or variables? I have an x minus 4. That's all that's left on the top. What about the bottom? I have 3 times 4. That's going to be 12. And factors, they all canceled out. So basically they're 1s. So we just have 12 left on the bottom. Once I've got it, I'm going to double check. What about my numbers? 5 over 12, does that reduce anymore? No. Do I have any factors that are identical? No. So we would be done. Again, the textbook listed some non-permissible values here. So if I were to list my non-permissible values, I have to check where we're dividing. Well, sometimes I take out my highlighter and just highlight all the places that we're dividing in the question and check them all. Can you see in the first one? X can't equal 0 because that would cause you to divide by 0 right at the beginning. In the second one, x can't be equal to 0 again. And x can't equal -2. In the final answer, there are no non-permissible values. But in the original question, there were. Okay, I'm going to get you to circle at this point, question 3, 5a, 6a and b, and 11a.